Gerald breathed a sigh of relief instantly. However, the surrounding students immediately discussed, "Oh, Charlie is still big-bodied. It's really shameful to see Gerald." Yeah. Charlie realized that he couldn't afford to lose, so he gave him a step down. Gerald's self-esteem suddenly burst, and he yelled, "Who the H*LL said I can't afford to lose? What about firecrackers? Give them to me. Since I can afford to gamble, naturally I can afford to lose." At this moment, Charlie wiped a smile on the corner of his mouth. Gerald has lost his mind at this moment. He didn't want to be crushed by Charlie's rubbish in front of his classmates. So he turned his mind, took the firecrackers from Steven's hands, and threw them directly into his car. After that, he picked up the lighter, grabbed the fuse of the firecrackers, and said coldly, "You look good. Man is not someone who can't afford to lose." Not to mention Charlie's sympathy. With that said, he immediately lit the lighter. The firecrackers ignited in an instant, crackling in the car, and exploded. At first, you could still see the fire in the car, but soon, the car was full of thick white smoke, and the sound of constantly exploding firecrackers made Gerald's heart dripping with blood, but it made the classmates who watched it, bustling with excitement. Many students have already started to take out their mobile phones to record videos, and plan to post the whole process to Instagram and Facebook in a while so that netizens will also take a look at this rare show operation. The 30,000 ring firecrackers exploded, and soon the seats of the BMW 540 were blown up. The seats were filled with a large number of sponges, which were all flammable items. With the help of the firecrackers, an open flame was immediately ignited. Everyone did not expect that the firecrackers would ignite the car, and the white smoke was filled with it, and it was invisible even if it caught fire. However, when the firecrackers were almost exploded and the smoke began to disperse, the flames inside suddenly burst open, and the entire compartment suddenly fell into flames. The classmates at the scene all screamed, and Gerald blurted out in shock, "D*MN, put out the fire. Put out the fire." He originally thought that a firecracker would blow up the seats and injure the interior at most, but he would spend tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands to repair it. However, he never expected that firecrackers would set fire to the car. He shouted for the fire extinguisher, but no one could help him put out the flames in the car empty-handed. He hurriedly dialed 119, and then watched desperately on the spot as the fire of his car grew stronger, and finally fell into a sea of flames. When the fire truck came, only the burned frame of the BMW 540 was there. From the frame, you can't even tell that this was once a BMW. Gerald sat slumped on the ground, desperately watching his beloved BMW turn to ashes, and his heart was painful. If he knew this would be the case, he'd have killed himself, but wouldn't actively provoke Charlie and want to play against him. Not only did he lose his face, but he also took the car to ruin. There was no expression on Steven's face, but he felt quite funny in his heart, and quietly gave Charlie a thumbs up. Afterward, he said to Gerald, "Gerald, don't be too sad. Time is almost up. Should we go in for dinner?" Gerald wanted to find a reason to leave directly, but after thinking about it carefully, it would be too cheap. Charlie, the bee it starred. In any case, his car was abandoned because of Charlie, so this place, I must find it back. So he stood up, pretending to be calm, and said, "What is so sad about me? I just wanted to bet." Several of his classmates also came up to agree with him. "Brother Gerald is so rich. What is a BMW?" Yes. For him, it's just an ordinary scooter. Everyone knew that Gerald wanted to face, so he stopped mentioning this matter, and followed Steven to prepare for the opening ceremony. In the store, several banquet tables have been set up in the lobby, and on the small stage in front, banners celebrating the reunion of classmates and the opening of the hotel are hung. Many classmates gave gifts one after another. Charlie also took the ancient painting he bought and walked to front closer to Steven and said, "Congratulations Steven, this is a little opening gift from me and Claire." Claire also smiled and said, "Steven, congratulations, and wish you a lot of money." "Thank you, thank you." Steven hurriedly thanked him, and then leaned to Charlie's ear, and said with a smirk, "I think you have a very close relationship with your wife, unlike what the outside world said. When will you have a baby?" Claire could not help but blush when she heard the two people whispering. Charlie smiled and said, "Don't gossip like that. When the time comes, I will tell you. You can't live without the money." "That's true." Stephen nodded repeatedly, and said, "I will wrap my child a big red envelope by then." At this time, a woman with heavy makeup and ordinary appearance came to Stephen and asked, "Stephen, who are these two?" "This is my college buddy, iron buddy, Charlie. This is our school flower, Claire, and is now Charlie's wife." After Stephen introduced the two, he introduced the woman next to him, and said, "This is my fiancé, Lily Lou." "Huh? He is the one who eats leftovers?"